11/23, 1995, 1847.
Mama said, do what you gotta do, long as your siblings eat.
Jacket with the hidden pockets, baby formula's the target. $37 that I don't have in my wallet. My daughter's crying hungry, WIC ran out last week. Caseworker on vacation, bureaucracy's unique. Way of starving out the poor while they process your paperwork. So here I am at Pathmark, ethics versus stomachs hurt. Security's watching cameras, but they rotate every minute. 45 seconds is all I gotta get up in it. Grab the Similac, stuff it quick, keep my face calm. Walk toward the exit, sweating bullets, inner alarm. Screaming this is wrong, but my baby gotta eat tonight. Supermarket sweep, survival versus what is right. When the system fails you, morality gets gray. Feed your kids or follow laws, what would you say? Desperation makes thieves or honest folks each day. Judge me if you want, but you ain't walked this way. Made it past the sensors, out the automatic door. Heart pounding in my chest, just 20 feet more. To my car to safety, to my daughter's next meal. Then I hear, excuse me sir, and everything gets real. Security guard approaching, hand up on his radio. I could run, but where I'm going, this is just the way it go for folks like me. Caught between survival and the law. Supermarket sweep-ins with handcuffs, that's the flaw. The systems that create the crime then punish desperation. $37 worth of formula, my violation. Judge gon' call it theft, I call it feeding my seeds. Supermarket sweep, criminalizing human need. Public defender overworked, pleading guilty's what she say. 6 months probation, community service, 500 pay. Money that I didn't have to buy the food initially. Now I owe the state, plus criminal record critically affects my house, future jobs, everything I do. Supermarket sweeps, consequences ripple through my daughter's life. She'll grow up knowing daddy got a record for trying to feed her when the system just neglected our basic human needs. George Orwell couldn't write this plot. Supermarket sweep, America's poverty caught on camera, on record, criminalized and filed away. Another statistic, another father who couldn't pay. Unit 47 got a shoplifter in custody. Copy that. Copy that.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent.
Thank you for calling, Con. Your count is what was 7 days past due. Your service will be disconnected in 48 hours. To make a payment, press 1. Dial tone.
December in New York, 15 degrees outside, utility disconnect notice, got nowhere to hide. $317 to keep the lights and heat. Chose between that and food, now my kids can't eat or stay warm. Pick your poison in this economic hell. Edison don't care if my family freezes, oh well. Profit over people, that's the American way. Utility disconnect, capitalism on display. Called and begged for payment plan. Supervisor said no, should've thought about that earlier. Her words so cold they glow like the disconnect notice taped up on my door. Warning neighbors that I'm broke, shame I can't ignore. When winter comes for poor folks, it comes with different teeth. Utility disconnect, frozen underneath. Heat's a privilege, not a right, that's what they preach. While executives stay warm and we freeze in the street. When winter comes for poor folks, it comes with different teeth. Utility disconnect, frozen underneath. Heat's a privilege, not a right, that's what they preach. While executives stay warm and we freeze in the street. Try to use the oven for heat that lasted 3 days, till the gas got shut too, caught in poverty's maze. My daughter got pneumonia from the cold inside our home. Utility disconnects, consequences fully grown. Hospital bills, another debt I'll never pay off. Systems designed to trap you, make you pay the cost of being poor repeatedly. Compounding interest rates, utility disconnect, financial checkmates. We're sleeping in our coats, my son asked why it's so cold. How I'm supposed to tell him we can't afford what's sold as basic human rights in every other nation. But here is just a product, market determination. Daddy, I'm cold.
I know, baby, I know. When's the heat coming back? Soon, soon.
Neighbor let us run extension cord from their apartment. Illegal, risky, but survival makes you start bent. Rules that exist to keep you safe, utility disconnect. Forcing poor folks into danger, that's the indirect effect of treating necessities like luxury items. While politicians preach about self-reliant sirens, my daughter's cough is getting worse. My son can't focus studying. Utility disconnect, childhood destroyed, it's troubling. This is violence, economic warfare on the poor, but they call it fiscal responsibility, corporate law. I call it murder, slow and legal, state approved. Utility disconnect, how many lives they remove? When winter comes for poor folks, it comes with different teeth. Utility disconnect, frozen underneath heat's a privilege, not a right, that's what they preach. While executives stay warm and we freeze in the street. When winter comes for poor folks, it comes with different teeth. Utility disconnect, frozen underneath heat's a privilege, not a right, that's what they preach. While executives stay warm and we freeze in the street.
32 degrees inside. 32 degrees inside. Hold on, babies. Just hold on. Just hold on.
ESW to the abdomen, he's losing blood fast.
Get me 4 units now!
Stay with me. Stay with me.
He's crashing.
Break your motherfuckers, break your motherfuckers,
Woke up 3 days later, tubes in every hole, bullet fragments still inside me taking toll on my liver, intestine, spine, they couldn't get them all. Doctor said you're lucky to be breathing after that fall. Lucky? I'm 24 with permanent damage. Bullet fragments lodged inside my body, held for ransom by medical debt. I'll never pay 200,000 strong, no insurance, emergency care, everything gone wrong. Shot in the crossfire, wrong place, wrong time, cliche. Now I'm begging for pain meds every single day. Bullet fragments shifting, causing chronic pain so deep. Can't work, can't walk right, can't even sleep. They can't remove what's left behind, metal in my bones. Bullet fragments permanent, my body's war zones. Medical debt and PTSD I face alone. Survived the shooting, but I'm dying slow at home. Every month the bills arrive, collections calling daily. When can we expect payment? Asking me so gaily, like I didn't almost die, like I chose to get shot. Bullet fragments, medical system, another knot. And poverty's noose tightening around my neck. Can't declare bankruptcy on medical debt. Follows you forever, garnish wages, ruin credit score. Bullet fragments financially suffering even more than the physical pain that wakes me every night. Screaming from the nightmares, from the firefight. PTSD and poverty, twin diagnoses intertwined. Bullet fragments scattered through my body and my mind. Metal detector goes off every time I try to fly. TSA pulls me aside, I show my scars inside. Medical documentation proving I'm not a threat, just a victim carrying weapons I can't forget. Bullet fragment, tiny monuments to violence that took my health, my income, peace and silence. Can't afford the therapy, I need to process trauma. Can't afford the surgery to fix my internal drama. So I self-medicate with liquor, numbing double pain. Bullet fragments killing me slowly, going insane. For everyone who survived but didn't really make it, we're walking wounded, undead, our bodies forsaken.
We can see the fragments here. Here. And here. Too close to vital organs. Surgery too risky. You'll have to live with them. I'm sorry.
break your motherfuckers, break him motherfuckers, break him motherfuckers.
Notice of foreclosure sales. The property located at 1847 Madison Avenue will be sold at public auction to satisfy a debt of paper crumpling, paper crumpling, paper crumpling, paper
crumple it.
Grandma bought this brownstone back in 1952. Paid it off in 30 years, thought the struggle through. Then came the predators with their refunding schemes. Unlock your equity, they said fulfilling dreams. Reverse mortgage, home equity line. Subprime bait, foreclosure signs that ended when you trusted snakes. She was 78, they said it was guaranteed. Now I'm watching our family home get sold for corporate greed. 3 generations raised up in these walls. Foreclosure sign announcing our downfall. Lawyers couldn't help us, paperwork was ironclad. Predatory lending legal, that's what makes it sad.
Paper crumple.
Red sign in the window, shame hung for all to see. Foreclosure sign declaring we're not meant to be. Homeowners, property holders, generational legacy. Taken by the banks that feed on poverty. Neighbors walking past avert their eyes in shame. Not for us, because they know they could be next in line for same treatment. Foreclosure signs, contagious fear. Nobody's safe when vultures hover near. My grandma's heartbroken. Worked 2 jobs for 40 years. Foreclosure signs, the period. On her tears and a sacrifice. Her American dream achieved and stolen back by a fine print she believed was looking out for her best interest. What a joke. Foreclosure sign, another family broke by design, not accident. They targeted the old, with finesse they fully paid homes. That's how the story's told. Paper crumpling. Paper crumpling. Paper crumpling. Paper crumple. Auction day, I stood and watched them sell my history. Foreclosure signs, final chapter of this mystery of how you can work hard, play by all the rules, still end up homeless cause the system treats you like fools. Chinese investor bought it, flipping for a profit. My grandma's legacy demolished, can't stop it. She's in a nursing home now. Medicaid's paying, lost everything to foreclosure. Nothing left worth saying except the system's criminal. Legalized theft, foreclosure sign represents dignity left on the auction block for vultures to devour. Predatory lending's final power hour. That's the last box. 70 years in this house.
I know, Grandma, I know.
Truck door slams.
Driving away.
Don't look back, baby.
Don't look back.
Paper crumpling. Paper crumpling. Paper crumpling. Paper crumpling.
You have a collect call from Voice Miguel, an inmate at Bergen County Detention Center. This call will be recorded and monitored. Press 1 to accept charges. $4.75 per minute.
7 months detained, no criminal charges filed. Detention center calls, my father's voice sounds tired. Came here 30 years ago, built a life from scratch. Now ICE got him in a cage, waiting for the catch and release or deportation, nobody knows which. Detention center calls, $4 every minute, rich. People getting richer off our family separation while my father sleeps on concrete. No explanation of his rights, his charges when he'll see a judge. Detention center calls reveal the system's grudge against brown immigrants who dare to dream American. Now they locked away like terrorists, like the heroin. Behind the razor wire, voices fade through static lines. Detention center calls, $4 at a time. Fighting for misery, that's the paradigm. Family separation, modern day crime. My little sister's asking when daddy's coming home. Detention center calls, I lied through the phone. Tell her soon, real soon, though I don't know what's true. Immigration courts backed up for years, what we supposed to do? Wait in limbo while they warehouse human beings. Detention center calls, revealing what it means to be undocumented in this land of the free. More like land of cages for folks who look like me. My father paid his taxes, never broke a law. Detention center calls from inside injustice jaw, swallowing the vulnerable while politicians campaign on fear and xenophobia, exploiting people's pain.
15-minute warning.
Spanish conversations.
Cuando salgo,
No sé, hermano. Children crying through phone. Te amo, papá.
yo también, mija.
GoFundMe for his lawyer, $20,000 raised. Detention center calls, community amazed. Meet with their support, neighbors, church, even strangers.
up and fight the system's manufactured dangers that they claim is about security, but really about hate. Detention center calls reveal the prison industrial states, expansion into immigration, profit from brown bodies, private companies contracting stock prices godly, high from human misery, while my father wastes away. Detention center calls, the only words I hear him say is don't give up, keep fighting, this ain't right.
But 7 months in, he's losing that fight.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Papa, we're trying,
I know, Mio. I know. Tell your mother.
30 seconds.
Papa.
I love you all. Click.
This call has been terminated. Downtown.
Next,
Can I have the hot lunch?
let me check your account. You owe 47.
But I'm hungry.
Here's a cheese sandwich and milk next. 3rd grade, 8 years old, humiliated daily. Lunch debt stamp on my hand so everybody can see that my mama can't afford a $2.50 meal. So they give me cheese on white bread, tell me how to feel. Less than my classmates, marked as poor as other. Lunch debt's modern scarlet letter that my school discovered is great for shaming children, punishing poverty, while administrators eat catered food, ironically. My friend Tommy stopped eating lunch altogether, said the shame of cheese sandwich made him feel like never belonging here. So he just starts from 12 to 3. Lunch debt's casualties include his dignity.
When they punish children for their parents' empty pockets, lunch debt, stigma, psychological rockets fired at the vulnerable, damaging life sockets, where self-worth should grow, instead shame's lockets.
Teachers started noticing kids weren't concentrating. Hard to focus learning when your stomach's demonstrating its need for food, for fuel, for basic sustenance. Lunch debt policies show education reluctance to actually care about the children that they teaching. More concerned with punishing than actually reaching the ones who need the most support. Instead they stigmatize. Lunch debt's weapon used to criminalize. Being poor at 8 years old, like that's a choice we make. I didn't choose my circumstances, didn't choose this ache of hunger mixed with shame, of isolation from my peers. Lunch debt, psychological warfare targeting our years. Senior year, they wouldn't let me walk at graduation. Lunch debt from elementary, debt accumulation. Over 7 years of cheese sandwiches and shame. Now they're holding my diploma, playing financial games with children's futures. Local news picked up the story. Finally administration caved, reversed their inventory of cruelty disguised as policy, but damage was done. Lunch debt's impact measured not in dollars but in scars from childhood poverty, from being marked as less than, from learning that your worth is measured by your parents' bank account, not character, not effort, not your mind. Lunch debt teaches cruelest lesson of this kind. I'm 32 now, successful, educated, financially stable, but I still feel that shame. Still feel that stamp on my hand. Still feel 8 years old and hungry, watching other kids eat hot lunch while I get cheese on white bread. Some wounds don't heal, they just teach you who you are, or who they told you you were.
Name?
Johnson, Marcus.
Here for pre-employment screening.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you consumed any drugs in the past 30 days?
No, ma'am.
We'll see about that room 3. Been clean for 6 months, got my life back on track. Finally got job offer, but there's one catch. Need to pass this drug test, problem is my past. Smoked weed 2 weeks ago at my cousin's, didn't think it last. In my system this long, now I'm paranoid, sweating. Clean urine, the difference between employed or regretting. Every choice I make, they test for alcohol, but that's legal. Meanwhile, cannabis stays in your fat cells, unequal treatment of substances. I'm not even high right now, but 30 days ago stays in me somehow. Clean urine requirement, invasion of my privacy for minimum wage job, pharmaceutical piracy. They want your body fluids, proof that you're compliant. Clean urine demanded, treating workers like their clients. Other carceral state, employment's new tyrant. Testing for control, not safety, that's the reliant. My boy sells clean urine, $50 per transaction. Whole underground market for pharmaceutical infraction. That ain't even infractions, just invasive testing protocol. Meanwhile, executives do cocaine, never tested at all. Class warfare in the cup, poor people get screened. Rich folks do whatever, double standards obscene. Clean urine industry, proof that prohibition failed. Just created new obstacles for folks already derailed by economic system. Now they want my body fluids to prove I'm worthy of poverty wages. How they do this? Legal like constitutional courts say it's okay. Clean urine or unemployment, that's the game they play. They want your body fluids, proof that you're compliant. Clean urine demanded, treating workers like their clients. Other carceral state, employment's new tyrant. Testing for control, not safety, that's the reliant. Borrow my friend's clean urine, hand warmer to keep temp. Hiding it in my boxes, feeling like a criminal to tempt to just get a job. The system is insane. Clean urine theatrics, security theaters reign. Overworking people's bodies, autonomy and rights. Failed tests and you're unemployable despite being qualified. Experience, ready to work hard. Clean urine requirement, poverty's calling cards. States legalizing cannabis, but employers still can fire you for something legal. Mixed message entire system's contradictory, designed to keep you trapped. Clean urine, a starvation choice, they gift wrap.
Mr. Johnson, yes,
Your test came back,
positive for THC.
but
We'll have to inform your employer.
I'm sorry, but company policy.
You're free to go.
Fuck.
Silence.
What's your emergency? My friend. He's not breathing. I think he overdosed.
Sir, I need you to stay calm. Is he conscious?
No, he's blue. Please hurry.
Help is on the way. Do you have Narcan?
This the fourth one this month on this block alone. Overdose, Sally, bodies dropping like stones. Fentanyl and everything, even the weed now laced. Kids think they're buying perks, end up erased. I carry Narcan everywhere, pharmacy gives it free. Overdose, Sally made a first responder out of me. Saved my cousin twice, my neighbor's son last week. Watched him come back to life, then watched him tweak out. Searching for the next high, cycles vicious. Overdose, Sally, addictions most malicious. Symptom of a deeper sickness in our community. Pills flooded in deliberately, that's the unity. When death comes knocking every single day. Overdose, Sally, where the lost souls stay. But we fight back with Narcan in our own way. Saving lives that the system threw away. Started with prescriptions, doctors handed out like candy. Now the streets are flooded. Pharmaceutical bandits created epidemics, then abandoned us to die. Overdose, Sally, where nobody asked why. Purdue Pharma made billions, Sacris never did time. Meanwhile, we're counting bodies, mourning folks in their prime. 23, 25, youngest was 17. Overdose, Sally, most tragic scene I've seen. Mothers finding children, siblings finding brothers. Overdose, Alley doesn't discriminate, it smothers everyone eventually. Rich suburbs feeling it too, but our neighborhood's been screaming, where were you?
Come on, breathe.
Spray again.
Breathe! There you go, there you go. You're okay, you back.
Some folks say we're an A when that Narcan makes it worse. That we should let addicts die, let natural selection disperse the problem. But overdose alley taught me different. Addiction's a disease, not moral failing. It's consistent with medical science, brain chemistry hijacked. Overdose alleys where compassion fights back against stigma, against judgment, against war on drugs. That never was about health, just about thugs in uniform arresting us for seeking chemical relief. Overdose alley, monument to grief, but also to community, to neighbors saving neighbors, to knocking in our pockets, to harm reductions labors.
Ambulance is here.
You scared me, man.
I thought I lost you.
Get him help, please.
We will, sir. You saved his life.
Same time tomorrow, probably. Ambulance is here.
You scared me, man.
I thought I lost you.
Get him help, please.
We will, sir. You saved his life.
Same time tomorrow.
Empty your pockets. Remove your shoes. Jury off. Raise your arms. Clear visiting room B. You have 45 minutes. Every Saturday, 4 a.m., I'm on the Greyhound bus. 3-hour ride upstate just to see my brother, no fuss or complaint from me. But visiting hours take their toll on my body, on my wallet, on my spirit and soul. Get the 7 a.m. security, takes an hour more. Visiting hours, treated like criminals at the door. Pat-downs, inspections, questions about my motives. I'm just trying to see my brother, show him that his folks live. Still love him despite the cage, despite the time he's serving. Visiting hours, my loyalty's unnerving. The guards who don't understand familial devotion. They see inmates, I see brother, that's the notion. Through the razor wire, past the walls and guards. Visiting hours, love that travels hard. Miles and checkpoints can't break family bonds. We remain connected beyond these prison yards. Prison yard, prison yard, prison yard, prison yard, prison yard, prison yard, prison yard. Vending machines broken, overpriced when they work. Visiting hours, exploitations lurk in every corner of the system. Profiting from paying $4 for a soda, it's absolutely insane. But I pay it cause my brother can't have commissary. Money's tight inside, visiting hours, very aware of how they nickel and dime families to death. Private prisons profit from our collective breath and sweat and tears while we scrape together change. Visiting hours reveal injustice's range. My brother's doing 7 years for weed possession. Meanwhile, Wall Street criminals learn no lesson. His daughter's growing up without a father present. I bring photos every visit, try to make it pleasant. But visiting hours can't replace what incarceration stole. Her childhood with her dad is life's parental role. She asks me when he's coming home. I never know what's true. Parole board keeps denying him. What am I supposed to do? Tell a 7-year-old that daddy's locked away. Visiting hours the only time they get to play and talk and hug and be a family incomplete behind plexiglass under surveillance. Bittersweet, 45 minutes every week. That's all we're allocated. Visiting hours, love commodified and calculated. Calculated, calculated, calculated. Visiting hours are over. Inmates return to your units.
I love you, bro.
Love you too, thanks for coming. See you next week.
Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Be safe out there.
Same time next Saturday. Saturday, 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 Saturday.
Welcome to Quick Cash. Need money fast? We can help. Just need your last pay stub and ID. Sign here and here.
Sign here and here.
$200 borrowed to keep lights on this week. Payday loan interest rates at 400% unique. Way of destroying poor folks legally, systematically. Knew I couldn't pay it back, but desperation dramatically changes your decision making when your kids need to eat. Payday loan shark circling working folks they could beat down slowly, compounding interest every single day. 200 turned to 500 in just 30 days. Can't pay it back, so they offer to roll it over. Payday loan cycle designed to bend you lower and lower till you're broken, drowning in the debt that you took out just to survive. This is the net.
When bills come due before the check arrives. Payday loan predators feeding on our lives. Lego loan sharks, how the poor barely survive. Debt trap by design, where desperation thrives. These stores only in poor neighborhoods, that ain't coincidence. Payday loan targeting economic violence against communities already struggling to make it. Charging triple-digit interest rates, blatantly they take it from folks who have no other options. Banks won't serve us. Payday loan fills a gap where traditional finance deserves us or fails us. Rather, Redline created this payday loan industry, exploiting the abyss between poverty and survival. They build an empire on our desperation, setting communities on fire. Financial weapons of mass destruction, legal theft. Payday loan, nothing left, yeah. 6 months later, I owe $3,000 now. Borrowed $200, payday loans, cash cow. It's working people's poverty. I filed bankruptcy last week. Only way to escape, but my credit's weak. For the next 7 years, can't get apartment, can't get car. Payday loans, consequences reach so far beyond the immediate debt. It scars your future prospects, keeps you trapped in poverty. That's what the system projects and protects. These businesses donate to politicians, keep regulations weak, maintain these conditions. Well, poor folks have no choice but to pay the toll. Payday loan sells your soul.
Your next payment is due in 2 weeks.
I can't.
Or we can roll it over for a small fee.
How much?
But I wanted you to schedule 50.
I don't have.
Well, you can take out another loan to cover this one.
Ugh.
We're recommending your son for special education placement.
But he's not. He just needs more time to.
Mrs. Johnson, he's disruptive. This is what's best.
Best for who?
8 years old, they labeled me emotionally disturbed. Special ed tracking, my future got blurred by a system that's so black. Boy saw disruption, saw threat, never saw potential, that's the bet. They make on kids like me, prophecy, self-fulfilling. Special ed tracking, systematically killing dreams before they form, low expectations set. Separate classrooms, separate futures, educational debt. Paid by children who just needed different teaching methods. Instead got labeled tracked and essentially rejected. From mainstream education, college prep curriculum, special ed tracking, they would bury him. Me, my aspirations, my intellectual capacity, cause I couldn't sit still, show them my audacity. Sort us early, decide our fate at 8. Special ed tracking, determining which gate we enter. Prison or college, success or second rate. Labels stick forever, hard to escape that weight. Sat in different classroom, different expectations low. Special ed tracking, teachers moving slow through material I grasped quickly. Was bored out my mind, acting out from under stimulation. But they were blind to root causes, just saw behavior, saw confirming their initial diagnosis. Special ed tracking affirming what they already believed. Out kids who looked like me, that we were less capable, less likely to succeed. Self-fulfilling prophecy, tracked into failure. Special ed tracking, systematic jailer of young minds that needed nurturing and high expectations. Instead got low ceilings and diminished education with sensations.
Rule 101, today we're discussing Shakespeare's use of metaphor.
Room 214.
Let's practice basic addition.
Same age, different worlds, different futures being written. Oh, they saw us early, decide our fate at 8. Special ed tracking, determining which gate we enter. Prison or college, success or second rate. Labels stick forever, hard to escape that way. They saw us early, decide our fate at 8. Special ed tracking, determining which gate we enter. Prison or college, success or second rate. Labels stick forever, hard to escape that way. Mama fought to get me out, hired, advocated, cost. Special ed tracking, years of learning lost. But finally, mainstream by 9th grade. Had to catch a fast, teacher shocked by my ability. Stereotypes surpassed, made honor roll. AP classes, proved them all wrong. Special ed tracking, tried to write my lifelong story of limitation, but I rewrote the script. Now I'm teaching other kids who got similarly stripped of opportunity by labels that were never meant to help. Just to segregate the track, to sort us by ourselves. Special ed tracking, school to prison pipeline start. Breaking that cycle is my life's art. Sort us early, catch you ed tight. Special ed tracking, prison or college. Special ed tracking, able stick forever. Take the special ed. Graduating, so the room lighting. Applause. They said I was emotionally disturbed. Now I'm Dr. Johnson, a Toucan show psychologist, fighting the system that tried to destroy me.
one label kid at a time.
No! No!
Baby, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Every night. Every fucking night.
Night terrors got me scared to close my eyes. Sleep means going back to where my brothers died. Iraq, Afghanistan, doesn't matter where. Night terrors bring me back, I'm always there. In the desert, in the mountains, hearing I's head. Watching limbs fly off, hearing final pleas. For medics, mothers, God, anyone to make it stop. Night terrors, PTSD, that don't drop. Even with the pills they gave me at the VA. 22 veterans a day take their own life away. Cause night terrors become day terrors eventually. Can't escape the war that's living mentally. Explosions in my dreams, screaming in my sleep, Night terrors drag me to the memories I keep. Buried deep, but resurface when my guard is weak. PTSD's a war that doesn't cease. Fireworks on 4th of July, I hit the deck. Night terrors in the daytime. What the fuck's next? Can't go to crowded places, panic attacks ensue. Therapist calls it hypervigilance, I call it residue. From combat training, survival instincts can't shut off. Night terrors, symptom of the ultimate cause of war that politicians start but never have to fight. While veterans come home broken, struggling every night against invisible enemies inside our own minds. Night terrors, PTSD rewinds the worst moments, replays them on a loop. Meanwhile, VA's underfunded, support groups in the group. My daughter scared of me, saw me in an episode. Night terrors had me choking out, threats in combat mode. Didn't recognize my family, thought I was still deployed. Wife considering leaving, our marriage damn near destroyed. By night terrors in the daytime aftermath, I'm a danger to the people I love. That's the math of PTSD, untreated, under-resourced, misunderstood. Night terrors turning good men into rage-filled hoods, or suicides, or homeless vets you pass and don't acknowledge. We went to war for you, came back damaged. Night terrors, Agent Orange of this generation's war. Invisible wounds that hurt forevermore. Tell me about the dream.
I'm back in Fallujah, and I see Rodriguez before the blast. I try to warn him, but I can't speak. I can't move. I can just watch him die. Again, and again, and again. It's not your fault. Then why do I keep seeing it? Because trauma doesn't follow logic. But we can work through this. Together.
Housing inspection! Open up! We received complaints about code violations.
Sir, these conditions are unacceptable. Then tell my landlord to fix them. I'm citing you for. Wait, you're citing me. Rats in the walls, no heat in December. Code violation, I'm the one they remember to penalize. Meanwhile, landlords offshore making millions off slumlord properties that pour violations into our lives. Black mold, lead paint, code violation fines directed at tenants. That ain't right, but that's how the system's designed. Punish the poor for the rich folks' crime of neglect, of greed, of housing code disregard. Code violation, tenant life is hard enough without this Kafka-esque bureaucracy where victims get fined for their own emergency. They fine us for the kitchens they create. Code violation, systemic real estate. Theft disguised as regulation of the state. Protecting landlords while tenants suffocate. Call 319, about the ceiling that collapsed. Code violation, now my rent gets jacked. Up another 200 landlords retaliation. Legal in the city, code violation station for getting above your place. Speaking up for rights, they make you pay in rent hikes and legal fights. Can't afford a lawyer, legal aid's backed up for months. Code violation, landlord wins, tenants punch, go unanswered, unaddressed. We just suffer in silence. Code violations, economic violence against working people who just need a place to rest. But how
Housing treated like investment, not human nest. Organized tenant unions started fighting back. Code violation, landlords ready to attack with eviction proceedings. Frivolous lawsuits too, trying to intimidate us, but we push them through. Documented everything, called the news, made noise. Code violation, finally city heard our voice. Find the landlord, force repairs, we won this round. But how many tenants suffer silent? Never found the courage or resources to fight back against. Code violations, weapon used to keep us tense and afraid, but solidarity's our strength combined. Code violation, no more, we've redesigned. The court finds in favor of the tenant. The court finds in favor of the tenant. The court finds in favor of the tenant. Violation ordered to make all repairs within 30 days and pay damages to the plaintiff. This is precedent, people. We can win. We can win.
One building at a time.
One building at a time.
Does anyone here speak English? I do. My mom needs help.
How old are you?
9.
Can you translate these medical forms? 9 years old, translating mortgage documents. Translate a child carrying grown-up elements of responsibility my shoulders weren't built for. But mama don't speak English, so I'm at the door of every institution, school, bank, hospital, court. Translate a child. Childhood cut short by necessity, by immigration, by language barriers. They made me an adult, responsibility carriers. I'm explaining chemotherapy to my father who's dying. Translate a child holding back my crying, cause I gotta be strong, gotta get the words right. One mistranslation could cost his life.
Too young to carry weight of adult world. Translate a childhood unfurled before it's time, parentified and hurled into situations where innocence is twirled away by responsibilities demanding swerve.
Parent-teacher conferences, I'm translating my own bad grades. Translate a child mediating between my teacher's disappointment and my mother's shame. Can't be a kid, I gotta play this game of grown-up go-between, cultural liaison. Translate a child, no chance for just playing. Miss field trips cause mama's got appointments. Doctor, lawyer, social worker, her disappointments become mine too, cause I'm responsible for her navigation through this English-speaking nation. Translate a child station is thankless and exhausting, but I got no choice. My siblings need me to be their parents' voice. Dice el doctor que
The doctor says
necesita operación.
she needs surgery.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
How much does it cost?
45,000.
What? Translator child caught in between.
25 now, still translating, still the bridge. Translate a child stuck on this ridge between two worlds, two languages, two responsibilities. Never fully child, robbed of life's possibilities. For carefree youth, for letting others handle adult things. Translate a child, the emotional toll it brings is invisible to others. They see bilingual advantage, not the childhood sacrifice. The psychological damage of bearing weight too heavy, no mistakes too high. Translate a child, I'm finally asking why this burden fell on us. Why systems don't accommodate. Translate a child, let other kids just be kids, not translates.
I resent them sometimes, my parents. Not for immigrating, but for making me grow up so fast. For needing me to be their translator, their guide. When I needed them to be my parents. Is that wrong to feel?
No. It's called purification. And it's trauma. Your feelings are valid.
License and registration.
Officer, what did I do? Just routine license and registration.
Can you tell me why you stopped me? License and registration now.
Checkpoint Charlie, that's what I call this intersection. Cause every time I drive through, police make a connection between my black face and criminal suspicion. Pulled over 15 times this year, that's not fiction. Checkpoint Charlie, 4th Amendment violation. But courts say it's legal racial profiling station. It's standard police procedure in this neighborhood. I'm just trying to get to work, get home, do good. But Checkpoint Charlie treats me like I'm on the run. Hands on the wheel, yes sir, no sir. Compliance one is the only way to maybe make it out alive. Checkpoint Charlie just trying to survive.
Blue lights in the mirror, heart drops to the floor. Checkpoint Charlie, been through this before. Driving while black is the criminal report. They're searching for reasons to kick down your door. You match the description of a suspect in the area. That's their favorite line at Checkpoint Charlie. Scarier than the actual stop is the suspect narrative, which could justify anything, even bullets imperative to their version of public safety, which don't include me. Checkpoint Charlie, where I'm guilty automatically of being black behind the wheel of my own car. Checkpoint Charlie, doesn't matter who you are. Lawyer, doctor, teacher, doesn't change the script. They see skin color first. Checkpoint Charlie's equipped with bias, with assumptions, with the power to detain. Checkpoint Charlie, where the 4th Amendment slain. Taught my son the same lessons my father taught to me. Checkpoint Charlie, survival guide, how to be respectful, compliant, hands visible at all times. Don't make sudden movements, that's how black boys die sometimes. Checkpoint Charlie, passing trauma down the line. Generation to generation, it's systematic crime against our bodies, against our rights, against our peace of mind. Checkpoint Charlie, terror states designed to keep us fearful, keep us docile, keep us in our place. But I refuse to let Checkpoint Charlie dictate my space. I know my rights, I film every interaction. Checkpoint Charlie demanded constitutional action. Unit 12 running plates. Came back clean.
You're free to go. Can I ask why you stopped me?
Have a nice day, sir. Driving away. Deep breath. Made it through another one.
But there's always tomorrow.
Name, Jackson. Demetrius. Insurance, Medicaid. Have a seat in the waiting room, we'll call you. How long? Could be a while.
Been sitting here for 7 hours, appendix might be burst. Waiting room where Medicaid patients coming last, not first. See them rush the private insurance through the door, while I'm doubled over, sweating, bleeding on the floor. Waiting room, hierarchy of human worth, determined by your coverage from the moment of your birth. Rich folks get immediate attention, private rooms, real care. Waiting rooms for poor folks, leaving us in despair and agony. Appendix rupture could be fatal, but waiting room don't care. Your life ain't worth the hassle if you can't pay up front. If you're on state assistance, waiting room, medical systems resistance.
Hours turn to days in plastic chairs. Waiting room where nobody cares. If you're poor and sick, gasping for air. Healthcare's just for people who could pay the fare.
Elderly woman next to me, been here since yesterday. Waiting room, I watched her condition decay from stable to critical, still nobody came. Her Medicaid card might as well been marked with shame. Young mother was sick, baby fever spiking high. Waiting room, watching the baby slowly die of something treatable, something simple to cure. But waiting room's purgatory for the people who are poor. I seen folks give up, walk out, still in pain. Waiting room, where human dignity gets slain by bureaucracy and capitalism's cruel equation. Waiting room, healthcare segregation. Dr. Morrison to the VIP wing.
Dr. Chen, the private suite 4.
Regular PA.
Now serving number 47.
I'm number 203.
I'm number 203.
Finally called my number. 12 hours in that chair, waiting room. Almost died from their neglect and lack of care. Appendix had ruptured, infection spreading fast. Emergency surgery, doctor said I'm lucky it wasn't my last breath. But waiting room nearly made it so. Cause Medicaid patients are disposable. That's the flow of America's healthcare, rationed by your class. Waiting room, where poor folks come and last. Now I got another bill I'll never pay. Waiting room, medical debts here to stay. $30,000 for them saving my life. Waiting rooms, aftermath, perpetual financial strife.
Number 204.
Someone stands weekly.
Someone stands weekly.
Someone else comes in.
Sits down. Cycle continues.
Could be a while.
Mama, it's hard to breathe. Go play in your room, babe. Mama, it's hard to breathe.
Go play in your room then. Smoke for the room apartment. Lit. Asthma developed at age 5 from secondhand smoke. Mama's 3-pack a day habit ain't no joke. Windows sealed tight cause we can't afford the heat. Secondhand smoke, toxic air that I breathe. Every single day, every single night. Secondhand smoke affecting my height, my lung development, my cognitive growth. Mama loves a Newport, finna both my health and her own. That's addiction's vice. Secondhand smoke, children paying the price for parental choices, can't escape the fumes. Secondhand smoke fills every single room.
Can't choose the air you breathe when you're a kid.
Secondhand smoke.
Behind closed doors it's hid. Poison in children, that's what adults did. When addiction matters more than what they forbid.
Doctor said my lungs look like a 40-year-old smoker. I'm 15, never touched a cigarette, that's the choker. Secondhand smoke did this years of exposure. Now I need an inhaler for basic locomotive function. Can't play sports, can't run without wheezing. Secondhand smoke, childhood slowly freezing. My potential limiting what I can become. All because mama couldn't quit or overcome her nicotine addiction. I don't hate her for it. Secondhand smoke, but I resent the forfeit of my health, my choices, my clean air rights. Secondhand smoke, asthma attacks at night. Now I'm 30, she got lung cancer, stage 4. Secondhand smoke, I'm the one who cared for her as she died slowly from the habit that hurt us both. Secondhand smoke, taking mama, that's growth and understanding. And forgiveness and grief, addiction's a disease. That's my belief, but children suffer consequences of adult choices. Secondhand smoke, stealing children's voices, literally, from respiratory damage done. Secondhand smoke, war that can't be won by kids trapped in homes with addicted parents. Secondhand smoke, invisible but errant. Mama, I'm here.
I'm sorry, baby,
Oxygen machine.
for the smoke. I know, mama, I know. I know.
Thanks for coming in early, everyone. As you know, the company's been restructuring. Unfortunately, we have to let some people go. If your name is called, please see HR.
23 years with this company, loyal and true. Layoff notice, now they cutting me loose. Record profits last quarter, CEO got a raise, but they're eliminating my position, ending my days of stable employment, of benefits and pension. Layoff notice, never even got a mention.
of my decade of service, of the sacrifice I made. Just your position's been eliminated, cold and unswayed by human considerations. I'm 56 years old, layoff notice, too young to retire, too old to be sold. On my experience, nobody's hiring at my age. Layoff notice, final chapter, final page. When companies prioritize profits over people's lives, layoff notice. How the working class survives, gets undermined, destroyed while executives thrive. We're disposable labor and capitalism's hive. Train my replacement kid from India on H-1B. Layoff notice, irony ain't lost on me. They paying them half my salary, call it cost cutting. I call it greed, worker exploitation gutting. The middle class offshoring jobs, suppressing wages. Layoff notice, it's been happening for ages. But now it's personal, it's my mortgage on the line, my health insurance, my kids' college, everything's declined into uncertainty. Layoff notice is cruel design, maximize shareholder value, leave workers behind. Union couldn't save us, they outsourced to countries where labor laws don't exist. Layoff notices boundaries, a profit driven, never about sustainability of communities, families, workers' reliability.
23 years. The impact of thugs.
What now? What now? Unemployment runs out in 6 months if I'm lucky. Layoff notice, future looking really ugly. At my age, with my skills now obsolete. They say learn a code, learn new skills, compete. But who's hiring 56-year-olds? Be real. Layoff notice, ageism's raw deal. Combined with corporate greed, offshoring, automation. Layoff notice, working class is devastation. It's complete, systematic, deliberate, and planned. While executives cash out, workers left empty-handed. My father worked same factory 40 years, retired with dignity. Layoff notice that America's history. Now it's gig economy, contract work, instability. Layoff notice, corporate's hostility.
Mrs. Rodriguez, your husband's kidneys are failing. We can start dialysis, but at his age, with his other conditions,
The quality of life will be challenging.
you need to decide.
Dialysis decisions, doctor laid it out clear. My father's 83, death is near either way, but dialysis might buy some time. Hooked to machines 3 times a week, that's the rhyme and rhythm of his final years. Suffering prolonged, or we let nature take its course, hospice where he belonged. Dialysis decisions, who am I to play God? But the doctor's asking me to choose. That's odd and terrifying. My father can't decide himself. Dementia took his voice, left choices on a shelf for me to pick from. Dialysis decisions weigh heavy on my conscience every single day.
When medicine can extend but can't restore,
This of my greatest.
dialysis decisions open ethics door.
This of my greatest.
Quality or quantity, what are we fighting for?
This of my greatest.
When every choice means suffering more and more.
This of my greatest.
Insurance calls said they'll cover 6 months treatment. After that, dialysis decisions need agreement from family to self-pay or discontinue care. So we're rationing life based on what we can bear, financially, emotionally, physically too. Dialysis decisions, what would father do if he could speak? If he could understand, would he want this existence, this half-life unplanned? Connected to machines, confused and pain. Dialysis decisions driving me insane. With guilt, with doubt, with playing God's role. Medical system put this burden on my soul.
Reassigning machines, treatment. Reassigning patients.
safe. I wanna go after treatment.
6 months and he suffered more than if we let go. Dialysis decisions, now I finally know we were wrong. We should have chosen comfort over time. Quantity of days isn't worth prolonged decline. Quality of life, that's what matters most. Dialysis decisions, my father's just a ghost of who he was. Trapped in medical machinery, so we're stopping treatment, choosing dignity over prolonged suffering, hospice care instead. Dialysis decisions, acceptance that he's dead already. We're just letting go of machines that were keeping him alive, or so it seems.
Are you sure this is what you want?
He wouldn't want this. He wouldn't want to live like this.
Okay, we'll make him comfortable.
It's a long dance.
Sorry, Papa.
I'm so sorry.
Heartbeat slowing. Flatline. Sapling.
Look at this lot. Nothing but garbage and needles. Could be something beautiful though.
You dreaming?
Nah, I'm planning.
Vacant lot on the corner used to be a crack spot. Community garden now, look what we got. From organizing, from collective vision shared, from believing that our neighborhood still care about beauty, about health, about growing our own food. Community garden changed the entire neighborhood. Started with 5 of us, shovels and some seeds. Now it's 50 families growing what we need. Tomatoes, collard greens, herbs, and meditation space. Community garden transformed this place from blight to life, from concrete to soil, from despair to hope through collective toil. When we come together, magic happens here. Community garden making visions clear. From the ruins we create year after year. This is resistance growing crystal clear. When we come together, magic happens here. Community garden making visions clear. From the ruins we create year after year. This is resistance growing crystal clear. City tried to shut us down, said we needed permits. Zoning violations, all the bureaucratic limits. But we organized, we protested, we fought back. Community garden keeping development off track. They wanted luxury condos, we wanted green space. For our children, for our elders, for our community's grace. One in the end got the lot officially designated Community Garden. Collectively created against odds, against power, against gentrification's push. We drew a line and said no more, didn't let them bush us aside. We stood our ground, this land is ours. Community Garden. People's power flowers, bridge. Abuela, look, tomatoes. See me how we grew them together. Yeah, now it's more than just a garden, it's a movement, it's a model. Community garden, other blocks wanna follow what we did. Replication spreading throughout the city, vacant lots becoming gardens. Ain't that pretty? How resistance grows when people come together. Community gardens, surviving any weather. Storms that capitalism throws at working folks, but collective power, that's how hope evolved. Transformation, one seed, one lot, one block at a time. Community garden. Revolution's paradigm isn't violent, isn't loud, just people growing food. Community garden. Changing attitudes about what's possible when we organize with purpose. This the final track, but our work's not over, it's just surface. It's just surface, baby. First harvest celebration. Elder speaking. This is what community means. We did this together, and we'll keep doing it. One garden at a time, one block at a time, one neighborhood at a time. The struggle continues, but so does the joy.